Okay, Jane, now that we've completed your return, it's time to sign for it. What we'll be doing is initialing 2 sets of consents and then signing to transmit the returns. And to remind you, these did print in your packet, but our first consent is that your information is confidential and protected with us. We don't share any information about you with anybody, but we do examine information on the returns to be able to train our volunteers to do quality tax returns. And we'll be asking for your initials on that consent if you're in agreement. The second consent is on the disclosure of information. And while our services are free of charge to you, we do have to raise money to provide the paper and printers, etc. So we do publish an annual report that's collective information about how many returns we did, refunds we generate, tax we collect, etc. But we never identify any individual's information in those reports without a separate consent from you. Is that understandable? Great. And then finally, we'll be signing to be able to transmit both your federal and state returns to IRS and the state, and that will be your full signature like any other legal document. We'll be using the signature pad, but give me a moment to bring up the consent form. And this is the current year. I need to type in your name. There's my mouse. And Jane, and it was DOE, right? Yes. Great. So that's the proper location. So first up will be those set of initials, and then using this pad and pen, you won't see anything there. It will transfer right to the computer. Just put your initials. JD is good enough. Great, and that's what it looks like. I'll click Finish to capture that. The next consent that we won't identify you in the report. Your initials, please. Excellent. And then finally, to transmit your federal and state returns is your full signature. Excellent. We'll capture that. I'll click Submit, and we'll wait a second to make sure that goes through without a problem. All good. You're all set. Thanks so much for coming in today. Do remember to take all of your personal belongings with you and your copies, and we'll look forward to serving you again in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, looks like we have a next customer ready to go. Hi, my name's Ed. What year did you file?
2020.
Oh, okay. Let me get to that one. All right, and are you married?
Yes.
Okay. We'll click married so it adds a field for the spouse. And who was listed first on your return?
I was.
Okay. And your first name, please?
Ruby.
R-U-B-Y?
Yep.
Great. And last name?
Taxpayer?
Is that 1X?
Yes.
Does that look correct to you?
Yep.
Great. And your name, sir?
Joseph.
Okay. Same last name, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
Whoops. I'm not the world's best typist. So what we'll be doing is reviewing 2 consents. The first, that your information is safe and confidential with us. We don't share anything with anybody. We do look at info to better train our volunteers on how to do quality returns. The second consent is on the release of information. While the service is free to you, we do need to raise money, so we publish an aggregate report once a year that includes how many returns we did, refunds we generate, tax collected, type of tax credits, etc. And you have copies of these in your packets. But you should know that no personal information is ever in any of our reports. So it's just that's kind of collective numbers that we do.
Right.
And then we'll be signing to transmit your federal and state returns. Awesome. So first up will be Ruby.
Okay.
We'll use this pad and pen. You won't see anything on the pad as you sign. It transfers right to the computer, and first up is a set of initials so that you understand your info is safe with us. Great. And another set of initials on that second consent, that we don't identify you in our reports. And finally, your signature to transmit the returns, please. Excellent. We'll pass the pen to Joe. Give me 1 second. First up, your initials on that first consent, your info safe, blah, blah. Need to capture that. Another set of initials that we don't identify you, blah, blah. And finally, your signature, please, sir. Great. And we'll submit that. And that went through just fine. Thank you so very much. Any questions?
No, I don't think so.
Great. We'll look forward to serving you again in the future. Have a great day.
You too. Thank
Thanks.
you.